Hello everyone, welcome to Conversations with Sakina. This pick a card is going to be a little bit different. I wanted to give you the opportunity to allow your inner child to really come forward by showing you some actual fairy photographs. I'm going to use these photographs to give you the images you need for the pick a card. The photographs that you're going to see, I did take myself with a, let's see, where is it? Samsung digital camera. This is something that I do as a kind of hobby and have for, well, since about 2016. I do have another YouTube channel called Faerie Quest, and I'll put a link to that in the description box below if you're interested in seeing more photographs. But I really wanted to use these for the purpose of letting your inner child really focus on this pick a card. So let me take you to the photographs, and then from there we'll head for the pick a cards. Be right back. Okay, so I'm going to show you 3 photographs, and I'm going to enlarge them so that you can see the fairy. And when I say fairy, I'm not talking Tinkerbell kind of fairy. I'm talking some kind of fae. So any species is what you're going to find here. But I'm going to enlarge the photo and show you what was photographed. And that will be the image that you will be able to choose from in the pick a card so that you can get a message for your inner child from this being. So let's take a look here. This one was taken at Three Bridges Park in Quarry, Iowa. And I take it up to 200% because these ones are very small. And what we're looking at here, and I'll get the pointer, is right here. And I'm hoping I might even take it up a little higher. I don't do that often, but for the purpose of this. Okay, so here we have the image. We have a man riding what I believe is a dragon. And what this pick a card is based on is what your inner child can actually see. If you can see this dragon and this man clearly, this would be the one you would choose. But it is right here, and you will also have an image on the screen and also with your reading where this image is also on a card. The next one was taken at Pine Lake State Park in Eldora, Iowa. And we're going to pull that up to, we'll do 300% again. What we're looking at is right here in the center. And what we're seeing is a wolf or a dog of some kind, quite small as you can see with the leaves, but sitting on this dog's head is a kind of translucent fae, a little girl with boots, long hair. You can see her face in profile. And again, I have a card with her on it that will be a part of the reading. The last one is again Pine Lake State Park. And this one is riding a horse that you can't see very well. We can see just the top of the head of this creature, and I'm assuming it's a horse. I don't know for sure, but I'm assuming it's a horse. But we can see the person riding it is in armor, kind of a hatched cape kind of, or chainmail type, and the breastplate. Then we can see a helmet, and the face is looking straight at us. And again, we have that one, a little clearer in the card. Sorry about the lighting. This is tough. So again, if your inner child can see any of these, that is the image that you are going to want to choose. These are real Fae beings, as I have shared with you in these photographs. I've just put them on cards, taken them from the photographs and put them on cards, but you can tell by size how small they are in comparison to the leaves around them. And if I shrink this one, just a moment, shrink it back down, you can see pretty much the whole picture. And she was right here. You can see the dog right there. She was right here in this big picture. And with the 3 bridges, again, this is the man with the dragon, riding the dragon. Very, very small, but on this picture. So let's move forward and go into the pick a card. Thanks for joining in this adventure with me. So we have 3 images of fairies on the screen. Allow your inner child to choose the one that they can see clearly. Timestamps are in the description box below. Hello, Pile 1. So you chose the man on the dragon for your inner child to get a message from. So let's see what he and or the dragon have to share. So we have the 5 of Cups, the Empress, and the Magician. And yes, these cards are also from the Fae that I've taken photographs of. So this being on the dragon is sharing with you with this 5 of Cups that it looks like your inner child is sad. Some major emotions going on here. Very sad. Something has disrupted life. Maybe you're feeling, I don't know, a little emotional as an adult here. Maybe you're feeling a little bit emotional. Maybe you're just unsure of where you're meant to be. And this Fae being is saying, you're a creative individual. You're a creative being. That's what you've been made for. This Empress is walking through nature, perhaps gathering things to create something amazing. And with the Magician, this being is saying, you have earth, air, wind, and fire, and metal at your disposal to do something incredible with. You are meant to manifest. Life should never, ever be stale, and your intuition, if you're allowing it to move forward, if you're allowing it to come to the foreground, then you will be able to hear or sense or imagine something fantastic just by looking at a flower, just by looking at a leaf, at a rock. You just have to allow your imagination to run a little bit wild. And I feel as though this being is saying your inner child feels very stifled that way, as though they know what is possible and you are not moving forward with that. So let's see what else there is here. We have the High Priestess. We have the Ten of Swords. So with the High Priestess, this being is saying, the fairies will help if you just allow them to show you the hidden beauties that are in nature, so that you can consider what you'd like to perhaps create. And I think with the Ten of Swords, that's just saying, so stop thinking about doing something. Instead, put it into some kind of action. You may have been thinking, oh, I'd like to create something. I think I could do some amazing things. But then here we are. This being is saying you're just kind of stalemated the way that it looks. And your inner child is so sad about that. But with the Ten of Swords, it's also saying it's time to stop thinking about it. You've been thinking, and have kind of forgotten steps 1 through 9. You came to 10 and you're like, I really don't think I can do anything that isn't as good as someone else's, or isn't as wonderful, but that's not the point of this. This being is saying the point is to enjoy what you're doing. To get out of this Five of Cups, to bring your inner child forward and bring it to the Six of Cups, which is a harmony card. Done with the disruption, done with the sadness, done with all of that. It is now time to move your inner child into a creative mode, which is very, very harmonious for the both of you. So let's see what else we have here. We have the Hermit. Good number of major arcana cards here. And the Moon. So I feel as though this being is saying, go ahead and take a little bit of time. Go into hermit mode. Go into solitude for a little while. Talk to your inner child and listen through your intuition and your emotions, your feelings. Let your inner child guide you out into nature as this being is here. Let your inner child guide you intuitively to what might be possible to manifest. You might be really surprised what you could find perhaps by the light of the moon. Many things are hidden, many things are shadowed. So perhaps there are things that you would see by the light of the moon that you don't see in the daytime that would spark an incredible creative idea. So by getting in touch with your inner child, this being is saying you can do some amazing things. You can bring your inner child out of this sadness, out of this funk, and your inner child can do the same for you. So the card on the bottom is the Five of Pentacles. And that is pretty much a card of struggle. A card that says life is kind of tough right now for you. Kind of tough right now for your inner child. Maybe you feel like you don't have the time to go out and do this right now. Maybe you feel like you don't have the money to go out and do this right now. But this being is saying, where there's a will, there's a way. He did not learn how to ride this dragon by just going to the dragon and saying, let me ride you. Chances are it was a struggle between the two of them until trust was built and until both believed it was possible. So this Five of Pentacles, that is just you getting in the way of you in this particular case. There's always time if you choose to make time. And another bottom card, we have the King of Wands. This is the king of creativity. Little lower in rank than the Empress in the creative department, but the king of creativity. So yeah, it is definitely possible for you to become electric, to find something. And again, it is being suggested to find your ideas in the light of the moon, because everybody pretty much does it in the daytime, comes up with things that they see in the daytime because it's clear vision. But at night, things are magical. A little scary sometimes too, but magical. And the wands are fire. This being riding this dragon is telling you that you have the fire, you have the passion, you have the ability to be an amazingly creative person. Just get in touch with your inner child. Find out what your inner child wants to do. And if you don't like the term inner child, we'll just say this is also you when you were younger. When you were a child, what did you enjoy? What did you like doing? Because obviously with the Five of Cups, that child part of you is just definitely not feeling it, and they want to. So pile one, that is what we have from the man on the dragon for you. I hope you've enjoyed this adventure. Take care. Hello, pile two. So you've chosen the knight on the possible horse. I'm sorry, in the card he is blurred. When they're so small in the photograph, it is hard to enlarge them and make them clear. But we are going to find out what is being shared here from this being for your inner child, or what this being knows your inner child is sharing. And we are going to use cards that are also from photographs that I have taken. So we have the Seven of Cups, the Page of Swords, and the Emperor. So I feel as though this, I'm going to call him Knight in Shining Armor, is sharing that you are kind of all over the place. Your emotions are all over the place. Your intuition is all over the place. If you're using your intuition, that is. And you're kind of floating. You don't have any specific direction that you're going at this moment in time. You might be following your heart, but your heart is like taking you all over the place. There are like 100 different things that you want to do or feel like you'd like to do, and you're not getting any of them done because, well, you have no foundation for growth. And with the Page of Swords, this Knight in Shining Armor is saying you are receiving this message to allow you to let your head in the game a little bit, to let logic in the game a little bit. This Page of Swords loves to learn and could probably quite rapidly make short work of all the things that you have been trying to do or want to do. And if you just let it in, this Page of Swords is your inner child. And that inner child knows what it is that you really enjoyed doing when you were younger, because they're you. And they could very easily show you where your fire is, where you'd rule this kingdom of creation, get you out of the confusion so that you kind of have an idea of what you'd really like to do with your time, what you'd really like to do with yourself, and do effectively. So let's see what else this Knight in Shining Armor has to share. We have the Five of Pentacles and the Page of Pentacles. So the Five of Pentacles is an earth card, and anything that has to do with things done on earth. So this can be a job, this can be your health, this can be your work, this can be many different things. And in this case, this knight in shining armor is saying you're saying you don't have time to connect up with your inner child and figure out where your fire is, where your kingdom is. You don't have time. You've got all these responsibilities that you have to deal with. And then here we have the Page of Pentacles, which again, we've got your inner child coming forward saying, I beg to differ. We're supposed to be on some kind of life journey here, to be adventurous and to learn things. And right now, nothing's moving. Or if it is, your inner child is saying it's moving so slowly, because this is where you seem to be stuck. Oh yeah, you've got all this flowing around. You've got all these different things that you want to do, or I don't know if you've actually done them. I believe that this might be all the things that you wish you could do, or wished you were doing, or wished you had done. But it's all emotionally based. So let's see what else this knight in shining armor has to share. We have the Five of Cups. Now here we have a lot of cups going on. Or a lot of fives, sorry. And the Eight of Cups. So here we have a very sad inner child, is what the knight in shining armor is saying. Because it's on top of this other Five of Pentacles that says you don't have time for any of this. You don't have time to connect up with your inner child. Or if you don't like the term inner child, this is you as a child. This child is the one who knows and remembers all the fantastic fun things you did as a child. And it wants to share with you. It wants to connect in your mind again and have you acknowledge physically that you were once a child. But the sadness comes from you continue to walk away from the intuitive possibilities here because you keep reminding yourself you don't have time. But the Eight of Cups isn't just a walking away card. This is also a card of mastery, intuitive mastery. So it is possible. The knight in shining armor is saying these cards are not coming up at random. It is possible. So the bottom the bottom card here is the King of Cups, which is your knight in shining armor, only as a king here. This King of Cups, this is someone who has phenomenal intuition, who is in touch with emotions and feelings and the inner child, and has the power to work with the intuition, to work with the inner child. And this knight in shining armor is saying, this is you. It is you. You can have your kingdom for sure. You just need to find your fire. And that comes first with getting in touch with your intuition, really gaining strength so that you're not all over the place. So the other card on the bottom is the Queen of Pentacles. I'm going to put that off to the side. And this Queen of Pentacles is obviously much better than the Five of Pentacles for sure. But this is also you nurturing and caring for yourself, realizing what you can do, how you can grow in this lifetime. The Knight of Pentacles for me is the Life Quest card. The Queen comes right after the Knight. She's already quested. She's found her niche and she's growing it. She's building that kingdom that the Emperor is portraying. So this Knight in shining armor is giving you the clues here and your inner child is trying to come forth, then this is the Knight in Shining Armor's suggestion for you. So that is it, Pile 2, for this reading. Thank you for joining on this adventure. Hello, Pile 3. So you've chosen the little Fae being on the head of the dog. And I'm sorry that the lights are probably a little bit bright, but maybe if I pull it forward, you can see her a little better here. When they're so small, it is really hard to blow them up and put them on cards and make them easy to see. In person, they're easier. So we are going to find out from this little Fae being what they have to share with you and your inner child. And the cards that I'm using also have little beings on them that I've taken photographs of. So we have the Eight of Cups, the Four of Swords, and the Eight of Pentacles. So this little being is saying that they feel as though you have been working pretty hard in getting your intuition up and running. And it may not be working for you quite the way that you'd like. You're not really feeling it the way you hoped you would, perhaps. And you're considering walking away. But this little being is asking you with this Four of Swords to please just take a moment to just put down your doubts, put down your emotions, put down everything, and just give yourself a moment to look at where you are. Look at how far you've come. As you can see here, the girl is staring down into wherever and whatever is below her, just sitting there contemplating, because she's saying what is going on over here is definitely going to be fruitful for you if you stick with it. We've got 2 8s and a 4. A 4 is stability. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 4s. Basically, 4 plus 4 is 8. So this whole thing is a stable thing for you to be doing, a very good thing for you to be doing. So let's see what else this little being has to share. We have the Two of Swords and the King of Wands. So with the Two of Swords, this is a kind of a gateway. And I feel as though this being is saying this is the gateway between adult and childhood. This is where you and your inner child can come together. But you need to decide to do this. And obviously, it would happen in your mind when you and your inner child come together, because you've done so much work with your intuition. You will be unstoppable in the creative department. There really won't be anything that you are passionate about that you can't accomplish. But what you're passionate about comes from what your inner child has to share with you, what you may not remember about what you were passionate about. So this little being is saying, meet up before you walk away. Meet up with your inner child. Talk to your inner child. Ask about, what good is this intuition? Why am I bothering? Well, nothing is coincidental. So if you've been doing that, you've been doing it for the purpose of some kind of fabulous creation, being in control of your passion. But maybe you just don't know what that passion is, and your inner child does. So let's see what else this being has to share. We have the Lovers and the Six of Pentacles. So with the Lovers card being on top of the Two of Swords, Lovers card is about connection between two or more people. In this case, as you can see, we have a single person with a heart, a single being with a heart as the chest. This is you and your inner child. The decision, as this being has been stating, going through the gate and making a decision to communicate with your inner child. You'll find your life very much changed. It'll be more harmonious. Pretty much all parts of your life will be harmonious because you are connected up to your inner child. You know how to enjoy life. You know how to make the most of your passions, and you know what those passions are. So the bottom card here is the Empress. And the Empress is the most creative in the deck of tarot. She knows how to nurture herself. She knows how to care for others. She knows how to care for the earth. This being is encouraging you to continue on the path that you are on. Master your intuition, because this will be a huge part of life with this Eight of Pentacles. It'll be another way for you to master a certain part of your life. And creativity is all about it, but it's creativity from the standpoint of your inner child, or the child that you once were, and the passions that you had when you were younger. That's the creativity that is going to come out, and that's what is going to create a very harmonious life for you. So the last card on the bottom is the Moon. And this little being is saying, your inner child has some really cool secrets. Secrets that they would like to share. And this is also, according to this little being, this is also suggesting to you that exploring things in the moonlight could be a lot of fun. The dark can be a little scary, but it pumps the adrenaline. It gets things flowing and in a really cool way. Gets the mind flowing in a really cool way. Gets the emotions flowing in a really cool way. And I think your inner child is saying you might actually be able to find some really unique creative ideas through the emotions that you get, through your intuition that can be stronger by the moon, obviously. So you and your inner child could maybe have communication and connection that's even stronger than during the day. So pile 3, that is what your special Fae friend has to share with you in this reading. Thank you so much for joining in this adventure. Until next time, take care.